Hello guys, welcome to another video. It's JIRA Bro back with more JIRA Service Management content. Today what we're going to be talking about are going to be the SLAs. So, what is an SLA? Yeah, I can give you a definition of what an SLA is, but let's say it's it's unquote a deadline. Well, basically it's kind of a deadline. Deadline for what? For actually answering to your customer, deadline for actually, finishing and resolving the issue that your customer has. So all of those things belong to the SLAs. And when we go to the SLAs, it says set time goals. So everything is based and focused on the time, right? So when you have a request to create a new SLA, there's some actually things that you need to ask first. Now, first of all, is it going to include some specific priorities, or is it going to be applied for all of the priorities? What kind of deadline we're actually talking about? Is it going to be until next Tuesday, or is it going to show you have 30 more hours to finish this or something like that? Why I'm actually talking about this? Because by the default, you have goals in this project 2 of 90. And when I expand this section for time to resolution, first of all, it's being set on goals. And the first things first, that goal is based on the first matching JQL statement. So you actually need to start learning about JQL if you haven't, because for this time to resolution, when the status is actually in the open, and when it says when you have all of these priorities, and you have the sample of 9 to 5 calendar, which is basically from the standard European time, you have 9 to 5 job. And in here what it says for the low priority, time target is going to be for resolving is going to be 48 hours. Medium is going to be 36. High is going to be 24, and for the highest priority, it's going to be 12. Alright, and also for the conditions, it says it will be measured between the start and stop conditions below. And it says start to count time when the issue is created, and the when issue you have the resolution is cleared. Also, you have to finish counting the time when the resolution is basically set, and also pause counting time during. And you can define this as well. What this actually means. For example, you have some you need to integrate some apps on your instance, for example. You don't actually know how much that is going to last before you actually start to resolve the issues from customers for a specific project that they have asked. Now let's say you have 5 apps to integrate, and you pray that those 5 apps don't cause any issues. So that is something that you're counting on. Alright, enough with the chit chat. Now let's go and create our own SLA. What should we call this SLA? Let me think. How about set finishing or something like that. Let me see. I'm gonna name this time to resolution, time to first response. What do you have? Let's say delay time, for example. And yeah, this is going to be my new SLA. Similar thing that you had when you created your status within the workflow in JIRA software. Right now, you have like to add goals. If I add a goal, all right, what my goal is going to be here. So delay time. So I can say delay time for what? So I'm gonna say like this is gonna be like the delay time for the request types that I have within my project. Why? Well, because some things are actually happening. For example, in the last one, we created an application support request type, right? And say in that application support, well, basically some things need to be added. Either the apps need to be updated, either the infrastructure needs to be reset. Well, with the server coming to the end, well, you're not going to be able to do this. So you have to rely on the cloud storage. Now, what I'm going to say here is going to be request type. And I'm going to say equals, and I'm going to go for the space. And now what I see is it's going to be application support. And this is going to be for the service desk project. That's why it says SD, because it's referencing my project key. All right, request type. And that says it's in here, and that is it. It's for the application support. All right, cool. Now, let's say for that request type for the application support, there needs to be like, let's say, well, a huge delay. If it's going to be a huge delay, and yeah, it's going to be, well, it's since we're counting like you're not going to be working on like Saturdays and Sundays, so you can either say as sample 9 to 5, but in our case, what if you actually need to stay after 5 and resolve some other issues? So in that case, this is going to be as it is right now. Okay. What I'm going to say here, the highest delay that could be here, the highest one, let's say. I'm thinking, like, it could be like up to, 24 hours. That's gonna be enough. I'm gonna add other things. High and highest, like, what's the difference? I mean, like the highest one is that needs to take an immediate action, and the high, well, is something that is a little below that. And how you're gonna determine? Oh, right. Let's put in high as well. Okay, for this one, let's say this is gonna be 12 hours. For the medium one, it's gonna be like delay for an issue. It's gonna be like, let's say, 6 hours. For the low, this is the medium, the priority. For the low one, it's gonna be the delay. Let's say an hour. And for the lowest, you're gonna say 30 minutes. All right, this is what we have in here. No more goals, nothing else. All right, so now you say start counting time. When? Now, when we are going to start to count the time? Well, to start to count the time, Should be like when this actually appears. But comment by customers, due date cleared, due date set, resolution, enter status. Right, work in progress. There's nothing like on hold or something like that. We don't have that in here. Yeah, so let's imagine that there is on hold status in here, right? Because this would be like a delay time that we would add in here. So let's say this is going to be work in progress. And this is where going to well, actually this is not pausing the time. Finish time counting when this is going to be. This is going to be oh, this is much more accurate. Pending. And from pending, then it's going to be work in progress. Maybe the workflow is kind of a different in here. So now this needs to be finished, the time counting when the work is actually in progress. And we don't want to pause this. All right, so like you have, it says here 400 hours, right? You have like, now you want to choose if you want this to be due date centric or you want this to be time centric. This due date centric is much more easier unless you want to put on the challenge and say you have 10 hours to finish this. But it's much more easier. So I'm going to click on save. All right, now we have 3 SLAs in here. Okay. Now the 3 of them are actually in here. So now what I'm going to be doing is going to go for the request type and I'm going to say test. All right. Okay. Let me create this. All right. Test. Okay. Time to first response, time to resolution. There's no added SLA in here that needs to be showing. That says delayed time. Log work. Take tour, find your field. Actions menu. Right, so okay, this is when it's actually in pending. And right now, the SLA is actually being paused in here. So the time needs to be counted, to be starting to count. And this is the request type that I actually have in here. Right, let me see. So the SLA should be showing in here. Tomorrow, first time response within. Okay. Let me go back to SLAs, delay time. Alright, I apply to issues. A request type. Okay. Huh. Request type. In the field request type. Ah, I see. All right. Okay. It's gonna be, okay, the request type equals to be the application support. And that one should be actually correct. Yeah. Request type equals to application support. Right. Save. Let me see something in here. Let's go and view all of the issues. Now, request type equals to application support. There we go. Today. Ah, we found it. It says, there we go. Delay time says like today within. So if you want to have that kind of a delay time. All right, that's it. We found it. So those are actually the SLAs in JIRA Service Management.